News to hand. Guess what? Breaking news, Rory Conacher's company shut down by the courts. A final liquidation order. Do you know what that means? Gone burger. Everything that he has, every claim that he's made to be doing under his company has now ceased. The final order. It's over. Will he face criminal charges for everything he's been doing over the last few years? Let's have a look at the blog. This is just a quick update on what happened. So this is yesterday's news, but really today's news, because I live in New Zealand and I'm here to name and shame anyone running or promoting a Ponzi scheme or scam. Now, I've been on the tail of Rory for quite a long time. And, you know, you would think that after somebody had lost investors millions of dollars, that you would literally stop what you're doing. But just recently, he's been promoting another Ponzi scheme and scams. And I've even had the owner of the company literally come after me by doing fake copyright strikes against my YouTube channel. But this is, what do they call it? The proof is in the pudding. This doesn't lie. But I'll give you an update on what's actually happened. This is not going to be a long video. It's going to be a short one. Justice has landed hard. Yes, it has. And I've got some funny stories which I can't tell you, but I've had to put it into a blog so I can contain my excitement about these events that have happened to Roy over the last 48 hours. Here we go.
The High Court of South Africa has officially shut down RJS Capital, Pty Limited, the company operated by Rory Conacher, the man at the center of a crypto-style Ponzi scheme that has stretched across years, continents, and countless false promises.
And that's something I should actually do, is just open this tab. When you click on Rory's name, you'll see that he has been in multiple blogs of mine, and I've had multiple videos. We've got, you know, it just goes back further and further. I don't even know how many of these we've actually got. I probably have to actually downsize them so you can actually see them. But you can actually have a look. What I'll do is I'll reset this to 100. This is the blog we're currently doing. The fall of Rory Conacher, liquidated by the court. So he was, they had an order which was pending. He was asking for an extension. So that was what that last blog was about. Step Chain, the president, doubles down with more insults. He actually started calling me a pedophile. Would you believe? This is the company owner of the news scam that Rory was promoting. And now we've just found out too that one of the copyright strikes that we've received is actually from theoretically his brother, who, and here's a whole expose on the history of Rory. He launched a fitness app that's meant to change your life. How a leopard doesn't change his spots. He's claiming to do crypto recovery for people. He's obviously been on my name and shame list for years. But you know, I don't write blogs about everybody, but I certainly do write them about him. So let's put this back so we can read it. I think that's ideal. So it's absolutely fantastic news. We've only had a few people incarcerated for criminals been in the court system and incarcerated. So to get a company shut down that was claiming to be able to recover people's funds, we were there every blow of the way. And ironically, the fact that he was still promoting, because he was asking for an extension of time, came to the courtroom with nothing except moans and groans. And then because he was still promoting a Ponzi scheme even today, the judge decided to rule in the favor of the complainants, which is fantastic. So let's listen to everything I can tell you all about it.
After months of legal dodging and manipulative deferrals, the judge handed down a final winding up order. This wasn't a technicality or a warning shot. This was the system bringing a hammer down on a company that has caused financial devastation for dozens of everyday people, many of whom were close to Rory personally.
Yeah, it's actually a very sad story. I've been following it as much as I have. But it's done. It's dusted. The company's shut down. He can no longer trade. He can no longer build false claims on that company name.
3 things cannot be long hidden: the sun, the moon, and the truth, Buddha.
That's a good one. I asked ChatGPT to help me with some quotes that I could intermingle in between this blog. A lot of people actually play the blame game when a scam falls over. And Roy has got his hand up for doing that every single time. If you knew the stories that I've heard, the excuses, he's been threatening people that have been claiming they're going to take him to court. He says, don't do that. If you do that, there's no way you'll ever get your money back. There was no way you would ever get your money back anyway. So the fact is that the courts have seen this and shut him down is just absolutely fantastic. He's basically dead in the water. I'm sure he will still float in the water. Hope he's got his step chain watch on or a step chain thing installed on his phone so he can count his daily steps, because the only thing Rory Conacher, or Rory Conacher as I like to call him, has got going for him is now he can do daily steps and work off some of the, that's all we can do is take the walk.
The final courtroom act. Rory turned up to court empty-handed.
Oh.
He asked the judge for a delay, claiming, once again, that he needed more time to speak with lawyers, but he didn't submit a single shred of evidence to support the request. No documents, no affidavits, no defense.
This is exactly what happens with people who run scams. They don't have any defense, they don't have any documents, and they don't have any affidavits. They have nothing. It's all, trust me, bro. It's his word against us. It's whoever's the better lawyer.
It was classic Rory, play for time, avoid specifics, and let the clock run out. But this time, it didn't work.
No, it didn't work. It didn't work. And it's fantastic it didn't work. It makes me so happy.
The legal team explained to the court that Rory has continued operating behind the scenes, even after provisional liquidation. He has avoided the liquidator, ignored instructions, and continued spinning new stories to those still hoping for a miracle.
So this is where I come in. It was only probably because of the evidence that myself and my Avengers provided to the person that was pursuing this, that we could prove that he's still actively promoting a Ponzi scheme. And it was more about that coming down.
The judge paused briefly to consider whether a delay might be fair, but once the facts were laid bare, the answer was obvious. There was no justification to waste another minute.
Yeah, so think about this, that when I'm asking you guys for evidence, when I'm asking you guys for proof or correspondence, screenshots, claims, and all this sort of stuff, this all adds up to, being able to do something. So even though I wasn't the person taking him to the courtroom, he had never stolen any money from me, but by me providing evidence to the person that was going after him, it's obviously his cousin Michelle, because we've written about her in the past. They used that in the courtroom, and that was what pushed it over the edge. The judge was going away to think about whether they should give him more time, but then when they found out the facts that he's still promoting Ponzi schemes, hasn't leopard changed his spots. I mean, that's how stupid it is, isn't it? If we go down to here, you can actually see, I actually did, can a leopard, Rory Conacher, leopard change his spots? I've already done that, because no, he can't. He can't help himself. So the court, declined the delay and granted a final liquidation orders. It's not over until the fat lady sings. Well, it's not over until Rory Conacher sings. So RJS Capital is now formally dead. So the company where Rory was claiming to give investment opportunities to people, claiming that he was going to give the money back, claiming that they can do this, that, and this is all dead. Just dead. Go see it at the morgue.
Justice delayed is justice denied. William E. Gladstone.
Ha, quite like that one. All right, so let's read the next paragraph.
No more hiding. Let's be clear. RJS Capital can no longer operate. It cannot trade, move money, or disguise financial movements through the shadows. A court-appointed liquidator now has full legal authority too.
So get this. They have access to the company records. So they have legal rights to go and access. Imagine what they're going to find. So they can go into Rory's house and say, hand over all your books, freeze all his bank accounts, and look at all the records. So I'm sure he would be rushing home if he could, and I don't think he will be able to, and save those records. I mean, this is how stupid. Investigate financial conduct. Now, if they find that he has done criminal acts with financial conduct, what do you think that's going to happen? Trace investor funds. Well, all the crypto wallets that he's been depositing. I've literally listened to a meeting where somebody has come in who claimed they invested in Hyperverse and asked for their account number so they could put in their refund claim. And then they said, I didn't get an account number because I put the money directly into your bank account. I've got that on video. Now that's amazing. So that is actually money laundering. So Rory was claiming to be working for Hyperverse, and people were coming to him wanting to invest in Hyperverse, but Rory would say, put the money in my bank account. And the guy said it on tape, and Rory didn't even blink. And I'm sitting there going, that's money laundering. So now they will be able to track investors' funds. So this is where you can actually go to the liquidators now and say, I put my money in Rory's bank account. And this is where he told me to put the funds. Theoretically, all the email correspondence has to be handed over now. So this is major. So if there is any recovery assets, and I'm not going to give any hope, if you were thinking that Hyperverse was the way that Rory was going to get your money back, you need to think, has Rory got any assets? If there is any assets, if he owns his own house, own vehicle, all that will be liquidated and he'll lose it all. Hold people accountable. That's what they're going to do. This is so brilliant. This is why this is a major big deal. This is no longer a civil complaint. Do you understand what that means? So at the moment, someone is trying to do a civil complaint against me, and they've asked for ChatGPT records in a civil complaint. I'm not a criminal, and they can't do that, but they're doing it to intimidate me, and it's absolutely comical. So civil complaints are one thing, criminal complaints are another. So it's no longer a civil complaint. They have now got authority. So let's listen to this.
This is no longer a civil complaint or rumor. It is a legally enforced investigation.
Legally enforced investigation. I mean, it's just absolutely amazing. And I forgot to do a couple of things just before I went live. So excuse me. First thing I want to do is let Rory know that we are live. And maybe he might want to come and join us. So I'll give him a join link. And this is absolutely amazing. So it's just the best thing since sliced bread, so to speak. And here's Abraham Lincoln. Listen to this.
You can fool some of the people all of the time, but you cannot fool all of the people all of the time. Abraham Lincoln.
Isn't that and this is what these scammers do. They sit there, they're professional liars. It's their word against your word. It's trust me, bro, handshake stuff. But when it comes down to the no documents, no affidavits, no defense. He went to the courtroom with nothing, and then he was hoping that he could lie to the judge. He could prove that he is, trust me, bro. I'm in the process. I've got like 20,000 people on my YouTube channel, and I'm in the process of recovering funds through the Dubai court system. I mean, this is what people believed about him, and now it's all gone. It's all stupid stuff. All the company that filed, he got people. I watched him. It must have gone on for about a year. Well, he's telling people that to get all their receipts in order, and that he was going to put in a class action lawsuit in Dubai, and you can't do class action lawsuits in Dubai. Next minute, he's telling everyone that they've got documents going over to Dubai. And what he's literally doing, if he is doing anything, was filling out a form on a we've been scammed website on Dubai. Nothing. He's not doing anything. But he managed to build a community of people who hoped they could get their money back. And then he said he was there to help the people. Next minute, he comes out with a step chain thing and starts trying to shove that down the same community he was trying to help. So he didn't build the community because he thought they could get their money back. He built the community so he could dump them into another Ponzi scheme or scam. And when that came out, I couldn't believe that he was doing it. And that was absolutely disgusting. So a leopard does not change his spots. So the scam unravels.
The scam unravels. Rory Conacher's deception followed a very deliberate pattern. He offered false reassurance. He manipulated with spiritual guilt. He dangled repayments that were always just 2 weeks away. He blamed black swan events, court delays, and even divine intervention.
I love the black swan events. Things that were out of his control was the reason. Everything that went wrong was everyone else's problems except Rory. And I heard that he bought in, it was crazy money. I can't even think of the money anymore. But at one stage, he meant to have had 40 staff working for him, manning the phones to promote a Ponzi scheme that claimed that you could get 3 times your return on investments in 600 days. And that was Hyperverse. And that was the one that I was in the Bloomberg documentary Sam Lee. And then he decided to go after Sam Lee, claiming that Sam Lee was the reason that everyone lost $1.9 billion. And he was going to be the spokesman. And he was going to ask the hard questions to Sam Lee to get your money back. But he wasn't. He was there to build a community so he could get them involved in step chain. It's absolutely disgusting. All right, so let's have a listen to the next couple of paragraphs.
At one point, instead of sending money, he sent a prayer. Even now, some people are still waiting for the next payment. But this week, the court made it official. There will be no next payment. The company is gone. The illusion is shattered.
There's nothing left. It is such a good result. This is the champagne moment for those people who've been wanting some closure. And that's what a lot of people will be getting listening to my video. And it was brilliant.
The arc of the moral universe is long, but it bends toward justice. Martin Luther King Jr.
So as I said, I did briefly talk about Step Chain and Step Club. This is a company that has managed to get themselves in the Apple App Store. And if you go into the terms and conditions, instead of using Step Chain as their email address, they've used a Gmail address so that Apple can't easily see that this company's terms and conditions aren't going back to the website, which is promoting multi-level marketing. Every time somebody signs up, you get a commission. And you should rightly be paid for promoting somebody's app, right? Not. It's just a disgusting thing that Rory Conacher has been doing. Anything to do with commission-based sales, multi-level marketing, and now look what's happened. His company has been liquidated by a judge, a fantastic judge.
Meanwhile, Rory was still pitching a new scam, and while all of this was unfolding, the court dates, the excuses, the claims of being too busy consulting lawyers, Rory Conacher was hard at work on his next Ponzi scheme.
Yep. Now, every week I get an email from Rory, and he doesn't probably realize I'm on his mailing list, but religiously, I've been in their Zoom meetings. I've called them liars, cheats, and scammers, and all sorts of things I can do to cause disruption, because that's what we do here. And if you're not familiar with what I do, we go into Zoom meetings and we cause major disruption. We don't believe you can easily stop these individuals, but that's what we do. So if you want to support me and my Avengers and what I do, please hit the join button underneath this video, and make sure at the very least you subscribe to the YouTube channel. If you like what I do, then join my YouTube channel and help me. I've currently got 5 court cases going at the moment. One theoretically, which I don't believe is true, in America, another 3 in Pakistan, and also 1 here in New Zealand. I stick my neck out. I put my neck on the line. All I ask people to do is help support me with a couple of dollars a week. Will help me fight these cases. If you do join my YouTube channel, and if you subscribe, I always say I get Sadie to do the windows cleaning, whatever she does. She does a fantastic job. Thank you very much, Sadie. And she just hides under the desk, as we did. So, yes, so that's what we've been doing. So, I don't know if I did that paragraph because I got carried away.
The evidence speaks for itself. For the past 6 weeks, he's been sending newsletters, running Zoom calls, and actively promoting Step Chain Step Club, a repackaged crypto hustle offering free access, $500,000 business in a box rewards, and weekly lucky draws.
So, just briefly looking at that without going off track a little bit, but if we go to Step Chain, and now they had some pretty amazing unsubstantiated claims. I don't know what website it was on. I think it might have been. So this is the same company. So you've got the Step Club, and in here it's all about joining and downloading their app. And if on the cover you'd think it's an app, that's fantastic. But in here, they make these claims.
Amazing rewards. Use your earned points to access rewards like exciting prizes, cash, supplements, and unique experiences, or convert them into crypto, coming soon, with $1 million worth of rewards to be every month.
So coming soon, $1 million worth of rewards coming every month. This is what they claim, and this is why we go after these. These are unsubstantiated claims, and $1 million worth of rewards. So you know what they do? They claim that their tokens are worth something. They basically give you sand from the ocean, and they tell you that the particles of sand are valuable tokens and they're going to be worth something. Now, with crypto losing $380 billion in a day the other day, the biggest loss ever, what do you think these worthless tokens are going to be worth? Absolutely nothing. But the worth is in the eye of the beholder, and that's why it makes me sick. So in here, every week they give away monies, but they're not giving away $1 million worth of money. They're giving away $1 million worth of rewards. What is the rewards? So here's 1 million tokens. They one day will be worth what? Why do they call this $1 million worth of rewards when they're giving you stupid tokens that are worth nothing? It is just misleading people. So you download this app, and like I said, if you go to, without getting too distracted, because I'm only going to do a short video, but somewhere along the line here, you can download the app, join free today, sign in, the Step Club. I don't even know how to get there anymore. Is it app, Apple app, apps? Let's have a look and see if we can go to the Apple App Store. Search the Step Club. No matches are found. The Step Club. Let's try that. They might have had their app removed. That would be good, wouldn't it? The Step Club. Apple Step Club. No. Where do we go? Apple Store. Apple Store. iPad. Hold it. Apple app. App Store. I know it's different on a phone. Apple Store download. Okay, App Store. So I don't know. That is the App Store. I did have the right one. But somewhere along here, theoretically, the app, I'm just going to have a look and see if it opens up the App Store somewhere else. I'll put it on the screen over here near you. So we went here. Hopefully that will bring across. It did. So if you come here and you search for the Step Club. The Step Club. No. You can't even find it. Step Club. No. No. I'll just try one other last ditch of it. Step Chain. Dear. But anyway, when we went in there and we read the terms and conditions didn't link back to their website where they're offering the $1 million giveaway, because we'd be able to complain to here we go, affiliates. No. So we'll go back here, become an affiliate. So it's all about affiliate marketing, and they go, oh, what's wrong with offering affiliates? And we go, well, you have to pay to play, if you're familiar with that. So you can't become an affiliate unless you pay a monthly fee. I presume that's what they're saying, but I have looked at this in the past, but it's always changing, because Rory was always saying we're changing.
Start your life-changing journey with one small step of pricing. Credit or debit card payment options. Your journey to a better you is in your hands. Discover what Step Club can do for you. Choose from one of the 3 convenient packages below. For a limited time only, sign up now and get the admin charge of $19.95 waived.
Right. So you have to pay to play. This is a new thing.
Special note, all sales are final, and there will be no refunds. The subscription is recurring and will be charged automatically at the end of the term.
Ooh.
Your subscription will remain active and will be automatically renewed and billed to your credit card on the anniversary of your subscription date until the subscription is terminated.
Well, read the fine print before you click that monthly subscription thing, but it just goes on. But anyway, that's what he's been doing, but he can't do anything now, theoretically, because he's bankrupt.
While his company was under provisional liquidation, Rory wasn't preparing a defense. He was fishing for fresh victims.
Oh, no, doesn't it? Okay, did I not do that? I reserve the right. I'm just going to actually edit this blog while we're there. So when he was confronted, we'll read these 2 paragraphs, and I'm going to go fix this while we're listening to it. 1 second.
And when confronted in the past, usually after public updates exposed his conduct, he responded with vague threats, like this one: I reserve all my rights, and will take appropriate action at a time of my choosing to protect my interests and reputation. It was meant to sound like authority. It came across like every other tactic he's ever used.
Yeah.
Hollow, performative, and completely out of touch with reality.
Yeah, so that's really funny for me, because I've just sent him a text right now before we went live. And then when he gets these texts, he comes back with something that makes him feel like he's got some sort of clout over me, which even makes me laugh even more. But that's what he often says: I reserve all rights and will take the appropriate action at the time of my choosing to protect my interest and reputation. Well, your reputation's gone out the window there, lad. Now what happens? So after he's... so what does happen? Let's think about this. What happens now? The final liquidation is now in effect. So this isn't like it's going to be, it's happened. He's liquidated. Company's gone. Gone, Burgo, gone. The company is permanently shut down, so you can't trade. The liquidators begin a full investigation, which is brilliant for all the people that need closure. Victims are formally recognized as creditors. So there you go. So you put your name in. If you haven't put your name down, you won't get any of the money if there's anything left of the company, which I doubt very much, unfortunately. Asset tracing and legally accountability. I can't read for shit.
Asset tracing and legal accountability can proceed.
Yes, legal accountability.
Further criminal consequences may follow.
Yep. So he's going to get he could be done as a criminal. So they're going to basically open up the books, have a look, and see what he's been doing. And if he's done anything naughty, he could go to jail.
Anyone still hoping to wait it out is no longer dealing with Rory. They are dealing with the law.
Yep. So he can't even be a spokesman about his own company anymore. He's got no clout. He's got nothing. He's gone.
The reckoning has begun. This ruling was not handed down because Rory confessed. It happened because his victims, people who believed in him, trusted him, and were betrayed by him, chose to speak up.
They did speak up, and they've done bloody well. I'm so proud of them.
It was their evidence, courage, and relentless pursuit of the truth that forced this outcome.
How do you think I feel going after these guys? I don't have anything in the game. People go, oh, I do it for YouTube clicks. I do it because I want to take down these scammers. This is a victory for not me, but for the persons that spoke up and provided intel, and also for his cousin.
Yes, the damage is real. The recovery process will take time, and it's likely not everyone will see their money again.
Most people don't speak up about this sort of stuff because they're ashamed, but they really are heroes because these are professional scammers. They paint a picture of absolutely awesomeness, telling everyone that they're going to make them rich. And then people trust each other because that's what you do in life, isn't it? And then they get ashamed because they believe somebody they trust. Isn't that crazy? I don't know. I don't understand this. I'll be out to get you if you took my money and told me a whole bunch of lies.
But this ruling marks a turning point.
It does. It clearly says, I can't even say the word.
It says, clearly and unequivocally, we see what you did.
We see what you did. We know you've been fully exposed now. This is so good.
The only thing necessary for the triumph of evil is for good people to do nothing. Edmund Burke.
Yep. Good people to do nothing.
And if Rory Conacher, or anyone like him, is still out there whispering about court delays, secret businessmen, or last-minute miracles,
just remember, the court has spoken, the company is dead, the investigation is underway, and there's nowhere to hide. It's like turning over the rock. So if you're wondering how I do my investigations, I do all sorts of investigations on people, publicly available records, so I can't wait to see the official court documents that come out. I go to archive web pages, corporate filings, domain name data, social media activity, and broken blockchain transactions. Open blockchain transactions. Sometimes they're broken. I don't go and do any hacking. I didn't get this information unlawfully, And if you want to know more about me, I've been in the Bloomberg documentary, News Australia, Opal India, the Press, our local newspaper, The Guardian Australia, ABC News, the New York Times, Radio New Zealand. Don't forget the Otago Daily Times. It's the newspaper on the bottom of the planet. And that's what I did. So that was just a quick update on what's happened there. Hopefully, I do want to actually go through and show you one of the most amazing blogs I actually did. And I want to show you why that's such a good thing. So we're not going to make it so you can read it, but there's one in here where I think we actually had Michelle's voice. And I'll just see if I get the right one. So first of all, Rory went to court and he was told he's going to go to court and face the demons. He had time to prepare and get himself in order. And I think, yes, so this is it here. So this is the voice of the victim who took him to court. And it's 7 minutes long. I'll try to play the whole lot, but it's on my podcast and it's absolutely breathtaking. So I do recommend going to my website, theheck.com. You can basically click on Rory's name and you'll find all the Rory Conacher content if you are wondering for closure. But this is the voice of Michelle. And this is the person that actually took him to the cleaners. And this is sad. And I'm actually going to just shut down all the windows and we're going to listen to this. I'm not going to rave on about anything else but I think this absolutely will give a lot of people closure. And I know it's helped Michelle. So let's listen to this and see what you think. Love your comments at the bottom of the thing, underneath the video. Let's have a listen.
Monday, the 4th of August, the Durban High Court heard the matter of Michelle Alistoun and Sebastian Mongeon versus RJS Capital. The judge ruled in favor of a provisional liquidation. This means RJS Capital has now been placed under temporary court supervision because there is compelling evidence the company is insolvent and involved in misconduct. A provisional liquidator has been appointed to take control of the business, freeze its bank accounts, and safeguard its assets while a formal investigation takes place. Rory Conacher no longer has any decision-making authority during this time. The goal is to prevent further harm, such as money disappearing or assets being hidden. A final hearing will follow shortly to determine whether the company should be permanently liquidated, allowing any remaining funds to be distributed fairly among creditors. This is the first legal step toward recovering what we are owed. My name is Michelle Allistone. I'm Rory Conacher's cousin. I've known him all my life. And like so many others, I gave him a significant sum of money. Speaking publicly today is not easy. I loved Rory deeply for most of my life, but I share my story now so that no one else has to live through the nightmare that has consumed the past 3 years of mine. Let me be absolutely clear. Telling the truth will not stop Rory from repaying his creditors. Only his own lies can do that. And if his promises of repayment are genuine, I will be the first to acknowledge it, openly and publicly. But if that repayment comes by luring in new victims through further manipulation, we want no part of it. Growing up, Rory was the kind of person people said could sell ice to a snowman. He was charismatic, charming, always the family man. People trusted him. We tolerated his unreliability because he had a way of making people feel seen, especially when it served him. When Rory visited us in the UAE, he insisted on paying every bill. He spoke enthusiastically about a crypto trading desk that was supposedly generating spectacular returns. My husband, Sebastian, believed it could work, and against my better judgment, we invested not only our life savings, but also my daughter's university fund. In April and May 2022, we transferred hundreds of thousands of dollars to Rory under formal loan agreements. He claimed the money was securely held in trust. He repeatedly assured us, "This is not a Ponzi scheme." Then, in August 2022, everything collapsed. Rory vanished. When he resurfaced, he blamed black swan events. Still, we waited. He told us to stay calm, promised repayment, made excuses, delayed, reassured. It was all smoke and mirrors. For 3 years, the same cruel pattern repeated. The money was always just 2 weeks away. It reminded me of being told to flatten the curve and take the injection. I didn't fall for it then, and I'm not falling for it now. Back then in 2021, I watched people lining up for their 4th booster shot. More lately, I've watched people waiting for the 47th promise of repayment. I didn't understand human behavior then, and I still don't. By 2025, it was painfully clear. Rory was managing us with hope and fear. He warned that if we pursued legal action, then we'd lose any chance at repayment. We even received a cease and desist legal letter from the so-called trading desk. We are not intimidated or afraid, and let's be honest, there is nothing illegal about telling the truth. Silence protects predators. So I formed a group of creditors called the Vanguard. We pooled our evidence. I personally spent countless hours compiling a 100-page affidavit. I paid the lawyers. I paid the notary. I paid for document service, and I paid for a private investigator. I have spent hundreds of thousands of rands, not for any special treatment, but for justice. And if any recovery is made through this liquidation, it will be shared with all creditors, unless they formally oppose it. I could have filed for summary judgment and fought for my claim alone, but I didn't. Ask yourself, why? What do I gain? The answer is simple. Real justice is collective. Rory's response? He didn't submit a proper legal defense. Instead, he accused us of defamation, extortion, and breaching confidentiality. He warned other creditors that supporting us would land them in court, be investigated by the South African Revenue Service, and again he assured him that payment from him was near, and so they would forfeit that. 4 people believed him and panicked and asked to be removed from the affidavit. I have needed to block them, and they can now seek their own legal counsel. I hope in time they open their eyes. A friend of mine who works in psychology told me Rory's behavior is textbook DARVO: deny, attack, and reverse victim and offender. It's a manipulation tactic. The abuser denies wrongdoing, attacks the accuser, and then paints themselves as the victim. It's not new, but it works if you let it. So why am I speaking now? Because Rory continues to spread false hope. He still claims the money is coming, but hope without action is a trap, and I refuse to stay trapped. To every creditor listening, you are not alone. Don't let fear or shame silence you. Coming forward is hard, but the only way to stop those who exploit trust is to speak out, seek legal counsel, and hold them accountable. I'll end with a story that helps me make sense of how someone who was supposed to love me could steal from me. A scorpion asks a frog to carry him across a river. The frog hesitates, afraid he'll be stung. The scorpion says, "Why would I sting you? We'd both drown." Halfway across, the scorpion stings him. "Why?" The frog gasps. "I couldn't help it," the scorpion replies. "It's in my nature." That's Rory. He knows what's right, he knows what's fair, but he always chooses what serves him because that's who he is. I've practiced yoga for 30 years. I'm nowhere near enlightenment, but this experience has taught me one thing: resilience. In another life, perhaps Rory and I will laugh and thank each other for the lessons, and I already do thank Rory now for the lesson. Thank you, cuz, but I don't expect you to thank me back, not in this lifetime. In this life, I will not be silent. I will keep telling the truth until justice is served. Thank you for listening. And if my story has moved you, I hope you'll have the courage to step forward too.
Wow. I've heard some victim testimonies in the past, but Michelle, that's why I do what I do. And that's breathtaking. So that was the recording before they got the settlement judgment. And that was before last night's action, where they've actually shut the company right down now, which is amazing. So she's done it. She's gone out there on a mission. She's managed to shut down the company, and now it gets legal. Now they go through the books. They look through everything. They're looking for misconduct. Do you think he's got misconduct? Pretty sure he has. You can see him here trying to reason with the judge with no paperwork, just a good story. Maybe that's the Bible in front of him, don't know. This is the other Ponzi scheme and scams that he's been promoting. And these guys come after me. They've even done a copyright strike on one of my videos. I can't believe it. It's quite funny. We found out who your brother is, so Philip. And here he is. This guy on a recording actually claimed that he said that I am a pedophile, and he was trying to say that. So I did a wee video with him. It's just unreal what length these guys go to. Now, I don't know what Philip's going to say now that Roy's been bankrupt or liquidated. I don't know if he's bankrupt as such. You just have your company shut down, don't you? So this one here, I don't know, one of these, so we've got like, this here is the original letter that Michelle sent out. And if you go through here, there's, I don't know if you can see them, but there's actually all the C's and the B's and the A's. These are all the, so you can literally go to 555 and it will actually open up all the letters, all the correspondence. So everything you ever want to know about what Roy's been doing, all the threats, all the legal actions, we had all the documents. So that's what we say. We rely on open source intelligence, court documents, court findings, letters. We don't make shit up. We don't need to. But, this was a very, very long blog. You can see how long it was. And it just covered every aspect of the what he was doing. So we'll get rid of those. We'll get rid of that. We just couldn't believe that this guy wouldn't stop. When he came out with a fitness app after telling everyone they can help them get their money back, it really was, does a leopard change his spots? He's very abusive to me. He makes fun of me. Well, I don't know why you'd make fun of me now, Roy, because it's sort of like the proof is in the pudding, isn't it? And even some funny things have happened. Other scammers have reached out to him trying to gang up against me. In here, there's a Rory Conacher and Craig Watton. Craig Watton reached out to Rory to see whether they could stop me. And Craig Watton is another scammer who's doing a crypto recovery effort. It's just breathtaking. But you can see here, we've got a file on him and what he's been doing. I did actually open up a video here, which has been removed by the look of it. But there's actually a picture here of Rory promoting We Are All Satoshi, which is Sam Lee. Sam Lee was charged in connection to a $1.9 billion scam that he was promoting from, charged from America, even though he's an Australian citizen living in Dubai. But I did try, but you can go to Rory's. I'll just see if that does work, actually. I'm sort of curious now. No, it's been removed. Of course, it's been removed. But you can see that Rory 2 weeks ago was publishing videos promoting Step Chain. So he hasn't stopped. If you go to the live section 6 months ago, but he uploads. But if you want to, you can go through here and he's talking about the legal claim. So 9 months ago, here he is talking.
Hi, good morning, everybody. It's Rory Conacher here. This was just a follow-up to the Zoom session that we had last night regarding the Dubai claims. I have not heard back whether we have an extension or not. I'm due to hear this afternoon.
Oh, just excuses after excuses. If you've been watching this as much as me, every time he gets behind here, you know, he's even had a go at me in these videos because I go in there and I cause major disruption. Like here he is 2 years ago trying to, so he's got 15,000 people on his YouTube channel, which is pretty good going. But if you really want to get into it, go to his YouTube channel, listen to a professional scammer talk. You'd be blown away. It's just breathtaking, you know, but no one really stops. So, I mean, if you can, make sure you go here, report these people, because now we can say there's a, what is he doing? He's doing violent, sensitive, disturbing, harmful, where is it? Violent, impersonation, spam, or illegal behaviors. So report these guys, get them out of here. We don't want them on the internet. Harmful weapons, illegal activities. So now he's been doing illegal activities. Just report them, get them off the internet. Oh, his Facebook's gone, and so's the videos. So there you go. Oh, look, guys, that was just a short video. I just wanted to basically say, well done, Michelle. You closed down Rory. You did it legally. You had every right to, and just quietly, the Avengers are very proud of you, and you've done the right thing, and hopefully you can have some closure. Now, other people that didn't support Michelle, maybe you should have manned up and helped her and gave her more clout, but she got there at the end, and she spent all her money helping people get closure. So it shows you that she's not out for herself. Like she said, she could have just gone after her own losses, but she didn't. She shut down his whole company. Well done, Michelle. Keep up the good work. Looking forward to the future, but there will be another Rory video coming out, hopefully in the not too distant future, with another update that may surprise you. See you in the next video. I'm Danny DeHeck, an investigative journalist based in New Zealand, going after large-scale Ponzi schemes and scams ran by the bottom feeders of the planet. We're here to stop, name and shame, and cause disruption to save your inheritance going out the window, because they target all types of people. They go after anybody. They're all after the commission they get from signing you up. Don't stay away from crypto. Become an entrepreneur. Find a product or a service. Build business. Do it old-fashioned style. Stay away from these high-risk crypto investments, because they're just going to they're going to bleed you dry, and they never end beautifully unless you're at the top of the pyramid. See you in the next video, guys.